Hi guys, it's OdA here and welcome back to another video. Now today I've came back into my garden to do slightly different video than normal. And the first thing that is different from most of my videos is I'm in a different area. I'm back in my garden, but I'm in a different part of it because there's neighbours working close to where I normally film, just next door, and obviously I want to limit background noise, so I'm here. This does mean I'm quite close to a road, so sorry about that. There's background noise, but it's what I have to deal with when filming in the garden. Now, the other reason why this video is a bit different than normal is because this is more like a story. This isn't actually a planned video, it's just I'm going to tell you about a story of a video that I was planning to film a couple months ago, and I'm going to explain what's happening and all this. So the plan of this video that I was going to film a couple months ago. Now, I went out with my friend from the YouTube channel Sophia too. Now, she's a great friend, and we've been friends a while. She's friends from my church, and she's got a YouTube channel. Now, I'll talk about her channel a bit later, but we went out, we live quite close to each other, and we went out with the aim of creating art from nature. Painting more specifically, but getting that paint from nature. So seeing if we can make paint from nature, then making a piece with it. Now, Sophia 2's YouTube channel is great. It's got Bible, journaling and arts and crafts and all this. And the arts and crafts part is what made us agree on this topic for the video. So her channel's a lot about arts and crafts and painting and that, and mine's obviously about the outdoors. So we decided if we could make paint from nature, like they did in the olden days, then we make a painting with it. It will fit for both of our channels. Well, that didn't quite go to plan. You see, it was spring when we filmed this video, and so it wasn't the time of year for berries, and berries is what we were aiming to use in order to make this paint. The first problem, as I said earlier, no berries. Because it was spring, there was very few berries. Now, I'll talk about that problem a bit later, about why there was so little berries and where we looked specifically for them, because seriously, we looked everywhere. But the other problem is obviously I got no footage. I got a bit of footage at the end, which I'll show you at the end of this video, but I got mainly no footage, which is why I'm having to film this style of video, which I hope you still enjoy. But we found one kind of berry, and I've actually got some in my front garden, so I'll show you. And these berries we found tons of, all different kinds, but all had the same rough style and the same rough one thing that made them not work for painting. Now, I'll go get some berries and I'll show you why we couldn't use these to make the paint. So just behind me is a gate to our front garden. So let me just unlock, make sure I get the right key. In fact, I've got the wrong keys. The key isn't on here, but I'll get the correct keys, open up, and then we can find some berries, and I'll show you back in the area where I was filming why they won't work for paint making. Okay, I've got the correct keys. Now it's time to unlock the gate to see these berries. Into the front garden. Okay, so I'm into the front garden, and the berries that I want to show you that we saw all the time, or some in the video, is these. Now, these might look unusual because they're not normally in this colour, but these are holly berries, and that's obviously holly bush. You see it a lot at Christmas. Basically, to have a certain quality, that means they can't be used for making paint. Okay, so I've just got to collect some up, make sure I don't get hurt by the actual holly things, the leaves. And all I'm going to do is collect some up. I don't need many, but just to show you, and I don't want to overpick as well, but just to show you what is wrong with these. Because we found loads of these, and this we couldn't use for paint. And this is very interesting, in fact, and very strange why we can't use this for paint. Okay, so I'm back at the filming location in order to show you these berries. These berries, as I've said multiple times, we saw all over the place, all over the area near where we live when we went out to film this video. But you see, before I talk about why these can't be used, this will be used later, why these can't be used for making paint, you've got to realise which berries can be used for making paint. Now, really, when you think about it, most berries can be used for making paint. The ones that are better and the ones that are really easy to use for paint, and the ones that have are like juicy and have a constant colour all the way through. What I mean by that is think of strawberries, blackberries and raspberries, all are great examples. You can find them out of nature, but when you cut them in the middle, when you mash them up, what colour are they inside? What colour is the juice? What colour, when you bite into them, what colour is the juice? Or when you cut them up, it's all red, which means that if you mush them up, mix them with other ingredients, sifted them through a sift, they will be a paint, because you've got that red constant powder, or in this case juice, which is used as pigment in order to make them work. Now and that's how they are perfect for making paint, and that's why we were looking for primarily blackberries, raspberries and strawberries. Now what colour do you think these will be all the way through? A nice green colour? Well, I've got my knife here to demonstrate. Please don't demonetise me, YouTube. And if we just get one, and be careful, but cut it in half. Look at that, they look like a jalapeno or something. Now that, see that, there's seeds in the middle, and they're also quite hard, the berries themselves. And it's a white kind of colour with a really cool arrangement, in fact. And the problem with this is it's hard as well. So when you mush it up, it's really hard, firstly, to mush it up, and secondly, you don't have a green colour all the way through, or these should turn red as well. Now you don't have that colour all the way through, you don't have a red or green colour all the way through. It's hard, it's got resistance a bit, and yet they're not like strawberries, raspberries or blackberries, which means they can't really be used as well. So yeah, these were the main ones. These basically grow all year round, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that though. And so we saw tons of these. We saw them in red as well, and purple and all different colours, but they don't work because of that reason. So yeah, can you find berries in spring? A time not really thought about as being a great time for finding berries. Well, yes you can, but not the kind that is used for paint making, which is what we wanted to do. But yeah, I've not told my friend this yet, but I do want to retry this challenge and see if we can actually make paint out of natural resources when it is time to actually get berries from nature, the proper ones that will be used for paint making. So yeah, please check out my friend's channel. She's been on YouTube a long while and really underrated, so yeah, please check her out. But I forgot to mention earlier, although the whole paint making out of nature thing didn't work, we did have some chalks as backup, and because we filmed this video a couple months ago, it was near Easter time, so in the end we ended up using the chalks to make a great picture to remember Easter. We did it on the street, and just to remember Easter, we just drew it together. My friend's a great artist, I'm not as good, so I'm going to leave that footage at the end. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.